back. It's me again, and this time I have a bit of a more normal episode in store instead of last time, which was my epic haul video for my trip to Rhinebeck. But for introductions, my name is Lindsay. Most of you know me as Lost and Fond on Ravelry and Instagram, but here I go by Larkspur Handmade. I do have a Ravelry group, mostly for my patterns, but it also includes show notes for all of my episodes here, and I will link that below. I feel like a cool podcaster being able to do that now. I'm a knitter, I'm a sewer, I'm a crafter in general. By day, I'm a project manager, and by night, I am a hustler. I do a lot of different things, including designing knitwear patterns, of which I have 2 out currently, 1 in testing, and then a whole bunch on the needles. But yeah, so that's me, that's who I am, that's what I'm here to talk about. So I have a tiny bit of stash enhancement this week, not much. And then I have a ton of whips. Stuff I've been working on for the past about 2 months. Is that how long it's been since I've done a regular episode? Maybe. I do also have 2 finished objects. Of course, one of them is lost. Thank my kids for that one. But I will talk about it a little anyways. So what should we start with? I feel like I'm like missing a total intro here, but we have a lot to talk about, so I kind of don't want to dwell. I don't have tea this week. I have water because I knew I had a lot to talk about, and sorry about that. Okay, so we have a finished object, and I am wearing it. This is my Bennet Sister shawl, which is currently in testing, and is due to come out first week of December. I had previewed this in my first episode, and now it's done, and I love it, and my testers are working as quickly as they can to get this out to you soon. So this is the Bennet Sister shawl. Well, it's huge, so I'm going to try and get as much of it as I can in the shot. It is a fingering weight shawl for half, and then the other half is held double with mohair. And it is, longer than my wingspan. It's a triangle length shawl. It's knit from edge to edge. It has tassels. And it's kind of my love song to mohair and what it can do to fabric, how it can change it. So I used Woolberry Fiber Co. in her berry merino base for the all over, for like the main color, I'm calling it. It's really the whole thing. And this is in her bouquet colorway, which is a beautiful petal pink. And this yarn blocks up beautifully. It opened up. All my stitches are like flawless now, which I love. And it did bloom a little, like it grew, which is what I wanted anyways, because I wanted this to be huge. It looks amazing in garter. It also looks amazing in stockinette. So overall, you can kind of get an idea. This shawl is it's pretty simple. It's, like I said, a large triangle shaped shawl, and then it has kind of a garter background, and then you switch and you do this like stockinette diamond in the middle that doesn't go quite all the way to the point, like it doesn't go quite all the way to the top. There's like a little bit of a gap here because I like to fold my shawls over on top. So it's meant to be folded over on top and wrapped. So as soon as you kind of get, I don't want to say bored, but as soon as you kind of get to that halfway point where you're like, oh, I've been knitting forever, that's when we add the magical mohair. And I used, also from Bethany of Woolberry Fiber Co., I used her berry mohair in her orange blossom colorway. And you can just kind of see like how much depth that gives the fabric, and it's so pretty and so soft and so fluffy, and I love a tassel with mohair. It makes the tassels so full and fluffy, and oh, it's so pretty. I actually used scraps for the tassels because I used like every ounce of yarn in this shawl that I could. So I mixed the tassel with a little bit of leftover woolen boon that I had in my stash from another project. But I love this. It's humongous and it's fluffy and it's like my perfect shape and size for a shawl. I love how you kind of get the two different textures. You can see that midpoint where it switches from one to the other, and you get to see the mohair in garter as well as in stockinette. And even without the mohair, it's just beautiful. So this is my Bennet Sister shawl. When I designed it, I was thinking of what I felt like a modern day Bennet Sister would wear. Bennet Sister being from Pride and Prejudice, which I love. So, and I think this is going to start a little collection of kind of sister groups that you would love to be a part of and what I feel like their kind of spirit shawl would be. So I have another one that I kind of hinted at in my stories on Instagram, the Dashwood Sister shawl that I will be casting on soon. And then I asked for what your favorite kind of sister groups from fiction were, but it really probably doesn't have to be from fiction, like who your favorite sisters are. So if you have favorite sisters from literature or otherwise you would like to see in a shawl, leave it in the comments. I would love to know who they are, so I can keep designing for you. So I'm hoping that this light isn't going to go crazy today like it did last time. That's just kind of the nature of Ohio and fall, is we just have crazy clouds and natural light is all I got. I don't have fancy studio lights. So that's where we are with that. I hope you don't hear too many footsteps above me, but my husband is home. My dogs are walking around up there. My kids are napping, I hope. But that is that. So this is the Bennet Sister shawl coming out very, very soon. Keep an eye on Instagram for that release date. If you go to hashtag Bennet Sister shawl, not Bennet's Sister shawl, it's one S, not two. They are plugging away at it, and you can see what their different palettes are. Some people are doing really subtle palettes where you, like mine, where you kind of just get this sort of wash of color and speckles. Some people are doing much more dramatic contrasts in their mohair, and it's kind of amazing. It looks almost like a dip dye. It's really, really cool. So if you have one skein of super special mohair in your stash and you're not sure what to do with it, this is a great pattern to really show it off. So that's that. That was big finished object for me. First shawl pattern off the needles, on paper, in testing, and I can't wait to see what you all do with it. My other finished object was a hat for one of my boys. Harrison requested a yellow hat. It was the first time he ever asked for something that specific, so I stashed dove. I found some yellow worsted from a little tiny yarn shop in Tillamook and knit him the Antler Hat by Tin Can Knits. Maybe I'll put it up in one of these corners, a picture. Put it up there? It's probably up there, one of these sides. So that's a Tin Can Knit pattern. It's a free pattern. The hat pattern ranges in size from newborn to, or not newborn, maybe it's a baby, up to like an adult male head. I did the child size, which ended up being perfect. It's a little big on him, but that's what I wanted. I wanted him to be able to wear it for a while. And it used, I would say, 55 grams of a 100 gram skein. So I have about 45 left. I'm not sure what to do with it. I was kind of hoping I could squeak 2 hats out of it, but I can't. So I'm planning to make another one for Vaughn in maybe some green or red. I haven't decided yet. So I love the pattern. It was great. It was quick. It is free, which you can't beat that. And it's super quality. So that was my other finished object. I put a picture up. Sorry, I don't have it to show off. Not much to say about it. So should we do a little bit of stash enhancement before I get to my whips? Because I know you've been waiting to see them. Okay, so I only have a few things, and this is actually pretty good seeing as it's been a couple of months since I've really done one of these. Not talking about Rhinebeck. That was its whole own other thing. So my first little piece of stash enhancement, I have really realized that I love worsted weight yarn and DK. And I have like none of it. Like all this back here is probably 80% fingering. So in order to remedy that, I have been thinking I need to buy more worsted. So far only one. This is Home, which is Barrett Wool Company's worsted weight yarn. I think they have two. They also have one that is like a local Wisconsin blend, but this is just their home base, which is 100% American wool. It's 230 yards, and it is a worsted weight, and it's in the Pepin colorway, which is like this beautiful eggplanty, plummy purple that I am obsessed with. So the base is really pretty, of course. The color is so rich. And I've heard nothing but good things about her yarn, and I can tell you now, having seen it for myself in person, I can totally see myself making a sweater out of this. Thinking maybe for stag head. Like, I just got this one single skein, but I've wanted to knit stag head from the second issue of Making forever. And I'm thinking this could be a good base for it. So we shall see if she has a sale, or I just happen to see a color I really like and I'm feeling spendy. Although this is really affordable. I think it was like $18 for the skein, which is super economical. So I don't know, that could be in my future, but beautiful, highly recommend, very affordable. She has also some great notions and pom-poms and things like that, so check them out. That's Barrett Wool Company. Awesome, totally recommend it. If you need worsted, if you need it for gift knitting, this would be great for gift knitting. Another acquisition is something I ordered a while ago. This is the Woolberry Fiber Company Anne of Green Gables Club colorway. You should have seen it by now. This came out a while ago, so if you ordered it, yours should be here. I love Anne of Green Gables. I love Anne with an E, and I love Bethany's yarn. So when I saw she was having this club, even though I've kind of sworn off clubs for a while, I had to get it. And it's also on her Berry Merino base, which is what I did the Bennet Sister shawl in. And I'm so glad I got it. So this is A World of Octobers, which is kind of a famous kind of quote from Anne of Green Gables. And it is so pretty. You can see it's on Berry Merino, which is her 100% superwash merino base. And it's gorgeous. It's like coppery, orange, brown, and there's little speckles of some like berry and then darker brown. So it's kind of, let's see if we can adjust that a little. There we go. It's super pretty and really special, and I can see myself maybe making like a sockhead hat, like just like a plain stockinette beanie out of it. I think that would be really pretty. Or saving it for something bigger like a shawl, I'm not sure. But it's going in my stash for now, and I'm super glad I got it. I love this base, I love Bethany, I love this color. So I bought that, and then there is currently a knit along going for my slack tied socks, which is so special. It's like the first time anybody's done a knit along for one of my sock patterns, and I feel warm and fuzzy. So that's being put on by the girls of Mockingbird Fiber Company, which is based out of Eastern Tennessee. They also have a podcast, which is adorable. Like, they have the sweetest Southern accents, and I just want to hang out with them and knit. Like, I feel like they would make really good, like, apple pie. Like, that's the feeling I get. And I mean that in the nicest way. I hope that's not weird. But they have a yarn dyeing business, and they dye beautiful yarn. So they were having a knit along for my slack tied socks, which is currently still going on. So if you wanted to knit those, I also have a discount code for it. I'll put it up here somewhere. I think it's Let's Knit Along, and you get 20% off my sock pattern right now. And you can win prizes from them. It's great. You don't have to use their yarn. I ended up buying some because I had to. It's tweed. So I got this sock set from them. This is Lady in Red and Black Leather Jacket on their BFL nylon tweed base. Do you hear my stomach? Oh boy. Again, here we go again. Hopefully it doesn't keep up, and hopefully I don't have to snack on camera again. So this is Lady in Red and black leather jacket for the mini. I thought it was such a different, I mean, it's a classic combination, red and black, but to see it on like tweed, I thought it was really different. And I cannot wait to knit this up. I was thinking I would do slack-tied socks, but now I'm thinking I might have to do something different with it. Maybe an original pattern, maybe something for my husband. I don't know. I think their logo is so cute too. That little mockingbird, how cute is that? So this is beautiful and I highly recommend them, and I would definitely check them out if you like sock sets. They have some really pretty Christmas colorways right now. I love this little tweed mini. I feel like you never see tweed minis. And as you know, I love tweed, which leads me right into my next acquisition and my last one. I am doing a kit right now. Well, I will be doing a kit soon. So I teamed up with Shop Knitting Nelly and Little Lion Head Yarn again. We've done a couple of kits, and I will be contributing 2 Progress Keepers, which are really cute. I don't have them next to me, so I'm not going to show you, but they're super cute. So we are kind of doing, instead of a Christmas kit, we are calling it Winter Woolens. And it's kind of winter solstice inspired. So if you go to Shop Knitting Nelly, Morgan's Instagram page, you can see a preview of the bag, which is stunning. But I figured I would show off the yarn a little bit. So it's this sock kit by Little Lion Head. You can see her cute little bunny logo. And it is a absolutely to die for navy tweed fingering. This is her 8515 superwash merino nylon base, and it is beautiful. And she has expertly paired it with this gorgeous ruby red or garnet red, I don't know what you call it, mini for the contrast, and I think it is just the most beautiful winter combination I think I've ever seen. And what's amazing about this is it would be perfect for a gift for anybody. You could knit your husband's socks, you could knit your son's socks, you could knit colorwork mittens. I don't think you could really go wrong with this. You could do anything for anyone and it would be beautiful. So that is the yarn that's going to be in the kit. You can go to Morgan's to see the bag, and you can, I'll show you the Progress Keeper soon. They're really cute. It's like a rustic little teapot, and then there's a little navy blue pom-pom. And I think the kit's going to be really beautiful, so definitely check that out. I'm not sure when it's going to come out, relatively soon, but it's going to be beautiful. So I'm so excited to work with them again. They always come up with the most unexpected color stories, and they're always stunning. So coming soon. You can get your hands on some of this very, very soon. And that is my acquisitions. So let's dive right into whips, because I'm hoping I can get through these before the boys wake up. Yee! Clock is ticking. Okay. I am not having as good of a hair day as I did in the last episode. Like, it looks okay, but it's not great. Okay, whips. So first thing I'm going to show you is what I worked on at Rhinebeck, like at the festival on the hill. This was the project I was working on. So this is just a pair of vanilla socks, but the colorway is really special, and the project is going to be really special to me now since I worked on it at the fair. So this is my Rhinebeck socks. I knit from cast on to here while I was traveling and at the festival, including my delay at the airport. So you're all gonna wanna know what this colorway is. Everybody did when I was knitting it there. It is by Anne of Bay Street Yarn. This is her Rhinebeck 2018 colorway. And I think I showed this off in a previous episode when I was talking about what I was going to knit at the festival. I did end up going with this, as you can see. And then the contrast I used for it was a mini I got from Knox Yarn Co. in her Edith colorway. And it's this pretty gold tonal, it might have some speckles in it too. The combination together I thought was really classic and fall and kind of upstate New York inspired. And it's just a vanilla sock. Like, it's really nothing to write home about. It's just a 2x2 rib with, I'm knitting it on my 9-inch circulars. These are Chia Goo 9-inch circulars, the red lace ones, which are kind of my needle of choice for socks. And then how cute is this? I got this little cider donut progress keeper from the Gnome Knitter. And I actually bought one for my housemates as well, since I thought that would be perfect as like just like a little gift to add to their haul. And I got some length on that while I was there. That's pretty good, I would think. So I am currently working on, I have been forever, writing up my vanilla sock recipe for a free download. It's the sock recipe I use for self-striping and for variegated yarns, and it's kind of just my perfect vanilla sock. At some point, I just need a couple of people to tech edit it to read it really quick and make sure that like everything I'm saying makes sense. How pretty is this colorway though? I actually just got a worsted skein from her as well to use for a fern and feather yoke, which I think is going to be amazing. I kind of stole the color combination from somebody else, but so that was my Rhinebeck knitting. And I think these are going to be like my favorite pair of socks. Maybe I'll wear them next year if I go. So yeah, that's my vanilla sock that's on the needles right now. I haven't been working on it much since. You can see like from here to here is all I've knit on it in the past couple of weeks. I mean, it's still decent progress. And I'll have to be starting the toe maybe in another inch. So that's that. Let's pause for a second and adjust the color before I show you the next one. Okay, next up, super quick, is my next original pattern, and there is not much to show you, but I did want to show you the yarn. So I am using this beautiful skein. It is from Dyed in the Wool, and she makes really beautiful hand-dyed yarn. I love her logo. I think it's super cute. This is on her Yakety Yak base, which is 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. And this colorway, she just has one of a special, so I'm thinking it was special just for me because I wanted a burgundy, and that's what she sent me. So she did send this to me as yarn support for a future sock pattern, and I am so excited to cast it on, which is what I did this morning. So, oh, here, this is kind of a preview. This is like what the progress keeper looks like for our kit. Right now, I mean, this is all I got. It's a 2x2 rib cuff. That's all I got to show you. It's knitting up really pretty. I think this yak base is really interesting. It almost feels like it has silk in it. Like it's as soft as an MCN, but it's not quite as fluffy. Although it does have like a tiny halo on it. I don't know. I've never knit with yak. I think it's really beautiful though. So this is going to be what I'm calling my coastal range socks, and that's all I'm going to tell you about it. I'll tell you a little bit more. It's got cables, it has slip stitches, and it has a little bit of eyelet. So that will be turning into a sock. I'm hoping to get it out to testers maybe next month, maybe end of December, early January, I'm not sure. So my next original pattern coming soon. And those are my socks. So let's start with a sweater. In my Shop Knitting Nelly giant sweater bag that I showed you in my haul video, I have a test knit that I have been working on for a while. This is Rachel of Born and Raised Red Moon sweater, which you've probably seen by now. It just came out on Ravelry in the last week or so, and mine is shamefully not done. I ran into some issues. It took a while for the yarn to get here. And then I had a couple of issues with fit that I had to restart it a couple of times, but it's chugging along now. And then it went on timeout for a while because I just had some other issues with it. I'm really selling it, aren't I? I mean, that's just the nature of testing. Like, you always know you're going to have some reknitting to do. I'm not upset about it. I know I'm going to love it. It's just been kind of a trial to get there. So this is the spectacularly gorgeous yoke. The yarn is Knox Yarn Co, and it's in 2 of her bases. I can't remember what they are called, but the body, the main color is her fingering base that has a little bit of mohair, and then the contrast is her singles fingering base. And the combination of the two is amazing. You can see that beautiful cast off hem with more color work down at the bottom. Little stars are so cute. Like, can you see the whole thing? The bottom edge is curling a little bit. That's just because it needs to be blocked, but God, I can't wait to open this whole thing up. I'm hoping that it's not going to bloom too much because the neckline is a little wide for my comfort. If it ends up being too wide for me, I may pick up the stitches and add just some ribbing to close it up a little bit. But how pretty is that yoke? I mean, in hindsight, maybe I would have sized down. I'm not sure. I'll have to see how I feel about it when I block it. It's so pretty though. You guys, like, look at that, how pretty that is. Like, when I open up all this color work and you really get to see it, I think it's going to be epic. There's little baubles, and just the one row here with those moon phases, those speckle, like those fading moons. Like, how pretty is that? You can't beat it. I love these yarn bases. I love anything Danielle does. The main body is in her Sticks colorway, which is her tonal black, and then the contrast is her Psychopomp colorway, which is like a silvery gray with some colored speckles in it that are really tasteful and few and far between. So you can see I've done the whole body. Now I am starting the first sleeve. The sleeves have like stars that travel down the arm. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a full length arm out of it. I only have one full skein left. So we'll have to see if I can do a full length arm. Excuse me. This is my red moon, and I think it's pretty. I am calling it my night court sweater, which if you know what that is, you know what that is. But it's kind of my secret fandom. Not secret fandom, but I think it's gonna be super pretty and I can't wait to wear it. I needed a little break from it though. I'm falling in love with it again as I'm looking at it right now. So this may have to get picked up as soon as I finish the other sweater I'm working on. So pretty. Red moon. Gorgeous. So that is the one sweater that's been sitting on timeout for a little bit. I'm putting all of my notes on modifications I made in my Ravelry page for it. So if you are thinking of casting this on and you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to talk you through what I did, but I also have notes in there. So beautiful. It's a beautiful sweater. The other sweater, so I put that one down for a while because I was having some fit issues and some sizing issues. And in the meantime, I needed a little palette cleanser, so I cast on for Dunder Knits Blame Dunder Knit Along, which is, and I'll adjust the color before I show it, her knit along to cast on with abandon. Whatever it is you've been dying to cast on, no matter how many whips you have going or how much gift knitting you have to do, cast on something that you are going to love knitting and love wearing. Whether it's beautiful yarn or a beautiful pattern or like whatever it is you have in your stash that's been waiting and you've had excuses about starting, like just cast it on and do it. So that's what I did. I have had this yarn for a little while. And I mean, I haven't had it that long. I've had it since maybe the spring or summer. But I've been waiting for the right project and I didn't want to wait anymore. So what I am talking about is my Knox Yarn Co. Hang on. There we go. My Knox, oh, why am I blowing out so much? It is my Knox Yarn Co. Venus DK sweater quantity in the Lindsay colorway. It was actually just a custom dye she did for me. It's not that special. She didn't like name it after me and put it in her normal line. but it was a custom die she did for me, which is so special. So what I cast on with it, and this feels so indulgent to me, as I'm a pretty thrifty person, so this feels super luxurious, is the Carbeth, which is a pattern by Kate Davies, and it is DK held double. Or you can use bulky weight. I had DK, so that's what I'm using. It's like a cropped sweater with full-length sleeves and big heavy turtleneck, and it's knit from the bottom up. And then you have this beautiful decreasing shoulder shaping that comes to a point in the middle. And it's so pretty. I don't wear a lot of cropped. I don't have like high-waisted skirts or anything to wear with. So I had a little bit of extra yarn, so I'm adding some length to the body and I'm fitting it more close to the body instead of like the kind of A-line shape that she has. So here it is. So this is my Carbeth in Knox Yarn Co. Venus DK in the Lindsay colorway, which is a custom die. And it is the prettiest like mauvey pink tonal with orange speckles. Hang on. A little bit better. Yeah, there we go. So this is the body I've knit. So I knit this whole body and then I ripped it out because it was too big. I'm knitting the smallest size, which is actually going to be still somewhat, it's going to have a little bit of ease, I think, once I block it. And I added maybe 5 or 6 inches of extra length. Like, it was going to be pretty cropped. But I wanted mine to hit at like mid-hip, so that's what I did. And this fabric, DK held double, is like the squishiest thing I've ever felt in my life. I cannot wait to wrap myself in this. This yarn feels amazing close to the body. And it is so pretty. This is on like size 10.5 needles, which is huge for me. I'm kind of even surprised I had them in my stash. And I love the way the speckles are distributing. I've changed yarns in here a couple times. Since I'm holding it double, I'm changing one at a time. So I knit like halfway through a skein and then I switched. So now I'm like swapping. Does that make sense? Like, since you're holding it double, I knit until I got halfway through a whole skein, like both of them, and then I switched one of them. So now I'm like running out of one at a time. So it's almost kind of like blending them instead of having stark stops where I switch skeins. And I think it's working out pretty well. I think it's so pretty. So I have the whole body done, and then on Friday I started my first sleeve, and it knits so fast. Like, it is the quickest sleeve I've ever knit, ever. And I think this is going to be, so it's like a long sleeve with like a fold-up cuff. Oh my gosh, and it's gonna be so fluffy and squishy, and I cannot wait. I think it's gonna be so pretty. So I'm about to here. I've got maybe a few more inches before I join and start the second sleeve. So you knit the body, and then you knit both sleeves, and then you connect, and then you do the top decreases. And I think it's gonna be the prettiest sweater I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of sweaters since I was just at Rhinebeck. I have this in a knit project bag I knit for my knit. I sewed for myself, and these super cute. This is like, I call it like my first snow bag. It's got a cute little red lining. So that's what I'm keeping it in right now, although it's quickly growing out of that bag. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep it in there. So that's my Carbeth, and I adore it, and I can't say enough good things about it, and I think everybody should knit one. I can see myself doing another one. I'm truly thinking of doing a second one, maybe in a tweed, in the cropped version. Maybe like some pretty like burgundy or something that would be really Christmassy and perfect to wear with like, I don't know, a plaid skirt. I think that's what they style it with in the picture, and it just, I'm like fixated on it. So I have one more whip, and this whip is a Mystery Knit Along by Ellie of Skein Knits. So if you are working on that and you don't want to see this next clue, by the time I put this out there, there's probably going to be a ton more clues out. So it's probably not a spoiler at this point. But did I even bring it in here? I don't know if I did. Hang on. I did not have it, but I do now. This is in a project bag that I did for a kit last year with Maker's Haven. I've been thinking about bringing back a few of these because I still have some fabric. It's way cute. So if you're really, really interested, let me know and maybe I will do a few, but we'll see. So like I said, this is the Jewel Knot MKL Mystery Knit Along with Ellie of Skein Knits. I love her mitten patterns. I love the traditional style, and I've been wanting to knit one for a while, but I haven't really had the right stash for it. And then I saw she was having a Mystery Knit Along and I had to join in because it just seemed perfect. Then to top it off, it was using like 3 colors of fingering weight, and I had 3 skeins of Brooklyn Tweed Peary that was gifted to me for my birthday. And the palette was too perfect to pass up. So here's like a little label, Peary. There we go. I'm using 3 different colors. My color A is Treehouse, which is the richest dark green I think I've ever seen in my life. So it's Treehouse, and then my color B is Burnished, which is this pretty, there goes my stomach again. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. It's this pretty gold color. So it's color A and color B, and then color C is Moral, which is just like a beigey kind of khaki color. So those were the 3 colors I was gifted. And they're super gorgeous. So that was a birthday gift. It's been sitting in my stash for a while. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, and then I saw this MKL and I knew this was it. So are you ready? This is clue 1 and clue 2. You ready? So here's the back. So this portion was clue 1, and this was actually kind of a choose your own adventure. She gave 3 different options for this section. I also modified it a little bit. I wasn't supposed to do this 1 row of green here, but I was really excited. So this is the back, and this up here is clue 2 that I did yesterday. And you ready for the front? Here's the front. It's so pretty. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see what's coming next. So this is Skein Knits, Jewel Knot, Mystery Knit Along. It's so pretty. I am in love with this project, and now I want to knit all the colorwork mittens, and I want to use Peary for everything. This base, I mean, this is unblocked. Like, look at how perfect it is. I'm doing these on 9-inch circulars. Again, that's just my preference. Oh, here's the other progress keeper for the kit. Little teapot. My stitches are just perfect. My tension is perfect. Like, I cannot say enough good things about Peary. It is beautiful. And I can tell it's going to wear really well, and it just feels super hardy. And I can't believe how good it looks. Like, if you had showed me this 2 years ago and told me that future me knit that, I would never have believed you. Those thumb increases are so pretty. I think the back of this mitten is going to be as pretty as the front, if not prettier. So I am enabling everybody to cast these on immediately because these are going to be super special. And they are the perfect holiday season knit. I can see myself making about 3 more pairs of these for gift knits. I think they're amazing. And they work up, oh my gosh. Sorry. They work up super fast. So I did clue 2 in like an evening, a casual evening last night. It was the best thing to do when my boys went down for bed, was work on this. So again, that's Peary and Treehouse, Burnished, and Moral. and Ellie from Skein Deer Knits. Fabulous. So good. Now I want to knit all of her mittens and have a whole huge collection. I love it. I am knitting them one at a time. I will knit the second one. I started the cuff for it, but I only have one set of needles in that size, so those are my whips. That's what I'm working on right now. Other than this big, beautiful bag of these aren't granny squares, cozy memories. So as some of you know, Kathy from Hooker's Corner, who is an amazing dyer, was unfortunately one of the people who lost everything in the fires in Paradise in California. So I put out the call to ask people to send me Cozy Memory Squares, which is a pattern by Kemper Ray. They're these little mitered squares. And you guys, I can't tell you how overwhelmed I am by the response in the very best way. I got over 800 squares pledged in such a short amount of time that we're gonna be able to make both of her boys a new blanket, and we're gonna be able to make her a new blanket. And I'm not good at emotions. Like I'm not. Every day when I look in the mail and I see all the envelopes, I'm just totally floored by how kind everyone is. So thank you so much if you donated, if you pledged, if you're sending. Some of you have reached out to help pay for shipping, which is huge. Someone had sent me a ton of darning needles because I'm hopefully going to be able to recruit some help at work, maybe, to help me put these together. I've already started, as you can see, and I'm loving it. Like, look how pretty that is, you guys. Some of you are sending strips, which is great. It makes my job a lot easier. Some of you are sending single squares, which is also fine. Like, how fun are these? But I'm just so thankful to be part of this beautiful community of kind souls. And these are so fun. Some people have also sent some little gifts for her, which is incredible, and I know will make her so happy. So yeah, there's so many. So I'm trying to put in about an hour a day on this. I'd love to get this to them by Christmas. We shall see. Look how pretty these are. Like, some of the combinations you guys send. I think it's really interesting to see like how different, just based on, you can tell like what people's stashes must, you know, look like depending on what they sent me. Like, some are super like fun and crazy, and some are much more muted. And I'm having a blast putting this together. Whoa, why did I just suddenly get so dark? Holy cannoli. Can't explain it. So that is the Cozy Memories blanket for Kathy that I am going to be very busy with. So really quickly, last up, we do have a giveaway. Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me get this stuff out. Katrin Seeberger of Shop Katrin Seeberger. Now we're blown out. Here we go. She makes the sweetest progress keepers and stitch markers. You can find her on Etsy. I'll link to it down below. It's KatrinSeeberger. She makes the sweetest handmade progress keepers, and she sent me a couple to keep, and then she sent some for you guys. So this is like one little duo. They're like sweet beaded progress keepers. These almost look like they have like little leaves in them maybe or something. I don't know, they're really cute. And then look how cute this is. It's a tiny skull. I think it's really fun and witchy and creepy, and those are all things that I love. So those are the ones I'm keeping. I have put together a little set for you guys with a set of 2 of the skulls. And then 1 little orange. Like, I thought these would be really fallish together, and then I have a couple of other goodies that I'm going to include as well. A couple of minis maybe, some tea, and then I might have a little notions pouch to tuck in there too. So I am going to put a prompt in my Ravelry page to win this beautiful set from Katrin Seeberger with some other special surprises. So if you would like to win these, I'm not sure what the question will be yet. Oh, this one does have little flowers in it. It's so cute. I can't wait for whoever wins to see these. Definitely go check out her shop because these skulls have flowers in them, which is incredible. So these are going to be going up as part of a giveaway, and I'll be asking you some question. I'm not sure what it is yet, but it will be up in my Ravelry group by now. So cute. I can't wait to use them. I'm going to put them on a project right now. I've been waiting because I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose them, like my finished object, until I showed them to you, and now I can't wait to use them. So thank you so much. It was so sweet of you to reach out and send these to me. I can't wait to give these to a viewer. Thank you. I feel like a rock star just having anybody want to do that. So that's all I got today. I don't know if this is short, probably not. We covered a ton of stuff. We have a lot coming up soon as far as new stuff, but as always, thank you so much for spending a little time with me. And I'm gonna go eat something because my stomach is telling me I need to. Maybe I'll take the boys to Costco, get some hot dogs. They're probably gonna wake up any minute. So yeah, thank you so much again. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, or if you're in the States, I hope you're having a beautiful fall or spring, I guess, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. And it's, as always, it's so nice to talk to you in comments or on Ravelry or on Instagram or however you reach out to me. If you have any notes or you have any suggestions for improvement, maybe fix this crazy lighting situation that keeps happening, feel free to let me know. I love hearing from you. I love anything. I think I've adjusted the sound a little bit since the first couple of episodes. So I apologize if you're watching them all in a row and suddenly I got really loud. I know some people had some trouble hearing me, so yeah, thank you for those of you who called it out. And yeah, have a wonderful end of November, early December, and we'll talk soon. Thank you. Bye.